Yu-Gi-Oh! Mint.com is now TradingCardMint.com. Please check out their selection of over 20,000 cards with prices cheaper than TCG Player.
Alright, we're going to be talking about my first baby here. And this is what I've been playing in Standard. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is I have some really strong opinions on Standard after playing a few of these Japanese lists and kind of trying to get the hang of a few things here. So endure with me. Let me get through some of my initial reasonings on a couple things here, and we'll go from there. So we are playing, of course, the Force Clan. You guys know the legendary Kaitoshiki himself. The way Force markers line up, you're going to have to figure it out for your matchups. I'll be honest with you, I'm still kind of learning a little bit of it myself. I'm kind of using current OCG build. I think this was the second place on Vanguard US. I was playing the first place list. There were a few things I didn't like about it, but I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Especially in like the 9 grade 3 department. But guys, please check out our friends at TradingCardMint.com down below in the description. Please, it would do me a huge favor. Enter MCO40 on checkout. Save you guys a little bit of money. Of course, you know, Standard's out now. You guys are looking for some places to pick up some of the stuff that you need to play the deck that you want to play in Standard. And of course, these beautiful black Force markers. 100% tournament legal, by the way, and amazing sleeves. Alright, so first thing I'm going to tell you is 9 grade 3s is not bad. The grade 3 lineup you kind of got for Kagero kind of sucks as far as alternatives go, because you have to play 3 Waterfall, you have to play 4 Overlord. Which is fine. I was considering one Cruel Dragon. In the initial world, I was playing Cruel Dragon. I didn't mind it. Kind of, I don't know. Cruel Dragon being an early drop that can return to your hand and grant you an additional Force marker later on is not bad at all. I actually kind of really like that. But you have to find a room to want to play it. And grade 2s are pretty good. So of course, starter, Lizard Soldier, draw a card. Nothing too spicy to say about this card. You're kind of forced into playing these. Also, these are the versions of the Flash decks. For those of you that don't know, these are actually, in fact, tournament legal in Standard. Fun fact. So, for the 3 commenters like, no they're not, they are. They've confirmed it 100 times over. 4 copies of Dragonic Overlord. So, this card sucks. I like the fact, so he actually does something incredibly unique. So I can assign my Force marker here on the side, and then I can pretend like I have a Force marker on my Vanguard and my Soul Blast ability. It's kind of an interesting way of looking at him. It's one of the cool things I like about him is for a Soul Blast, you get to be super big. Your Soul Blast, oh my god, your Soul management in this deck is so horrible. I wish we had better ways to manage Soul, because you need it. But for the most part, Soul Blast 1, you pretend like you have a Force marker. You can do stuff. One of the things that you do need to consider is not always giving the Force marker to your Vanguard. Consider the rear guards as well. I definitely like this to be my first ride, to be honest with you, because you really get the most value out of it at that point. Remember, your restand is a -1 inherently, and unless you're going to like Trigger Town and things like that, he doesn't really do much. Also, I mean, he does Soul Blast for Rearguard as well for the 10k power, but it doesn't come up as much as I want it to. And 4 copies of Waterfall. So, I love-hate this card. This card sucks absolute asshole when you don't have a grade 3, because it just retires a dude. But it does feel part of your deck where if you retire something, if you got the 1 and the 2 out previously, you do get 5k on that. It's definitely something to give yourself some consideration for. You do need to use this card as a retirement manage option to power up these columns, because creating these larger numbers with Force markers is actually incredibly important. Now, as I was saying earlier, I wanted to consider Cruel Dragon. There are times where 8 grade 3s is not enough. In Standard, you want to re-ride 3s. You do end up sacrificing a little bit of shield value in the long run, which kind of sucks, to be honest with you. But it's kind of give and take in a lot of the situations. Cruel Dragon would definitely be something I would consider and I don't have a problem with cutting my grade 2 lineup down to 11. But Cruel Dragon is just another grand tour for another force marker, honestly, because having vanilla Vanguards really sucks. But Waterfall's a fantastic card. Denying Sentinels, getting that extra critical trigger, like he warms my heart for how good he is. Alright, grade 2s. This card sucks in standard. So I understand you had to give him the line that says kill a rear guard while on Vanguard, draw a card. Because this thing hates Forerunners. Like, this is the reason why this card is good. But it's only good in premium for that aspect. You're never drawing a card with this in standard unless your opponent aggroes you. Which, I mean, congratulations, then you just punish your opponent for playing aggro because it's what your deck does. You know, you get a free resource and a free kill 1, like, congratulations, you +1. Like, that's why Kagero is inherently good. But this card, it's 10k, it warms my heart in standard. Or in premium, don't get me wrong, but, I don't know, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, to kill something in standard. Sometimes I just want Soul Blast 1 to draw a card. Because remember, you don't have to do your thing. God, it's such a weird thing. Alright, so this is the heart and soul of your deck. This guy with this guy. So earlier I was talking about number management. And I really hate having to ride this guy, but sometimes you don't have a choice. It's your only one. So Vanguard Rearguard. Opponent's Rearguard's retired, gains 5k. You know, Rearguard. I don't know why they made him Vanguard Rearguard. Like, am I missing something? Gatling Claw? Hello? And then, yeah. This guy, when he attacks, if your opponent has 3 or less Rearguards, you get that 5k power. So, this guy will be a global power-up, which is actually pretty nice for what he is. No real complaints about it. I'm also getting that additional power off of this. It's pretty good as well. It's all within the management of your resource pool. I like these two together for what they do. But once again, just a rather large beater, and this thing just starts counting up numbers. So, there's that. 4 copies of Nahalem. I've long since learned that this only kills back row, so don't worry. We learned also it goes up to 15 when it kills something. Counterblast 2 to retire something is a little bit too hefty if you're playing the 9k version of this guy. But killing a back row, and then you can just swing at the front row. Basically a calm killer. I really like that about him, actually. It's really good value. So that's the 2s and some of my 1s. This card is actually good. So unlike our friend over here, Mr. Berserk Dragon, this guy is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Choose a grade 2 or less in the same column as this guy, and retire it. And this guy gets 5k if you have more rearguards than your opponent. So, when you're doing this, and you start building your initial numbers and things like that, keep in mind that this can break column numbers. You can put it up on a force marker, and this thing swing for 23. It's like, he's a pseudo unit. If not, he's a 13k booster. You do get a lot of value out of this, a little bit more than I think people realize. But he's still pretty good. 4 copies of Airmo. Countercharging's good. 11k booster is also pretty good. I haven't really realized my love for this yet, but countercharging's good. Kind of hate this guy in premium, actually. Kind of a weird relationship. And 1 copy of this card. So, I also love-hate this card. Counterblast 1 to put it into the soul. You do have a way to get additional soul, but it is Counterblast 1. That's my first complaint. It's only really good if you got a supercharged Overlord going in. Your opponent's like no guarding it and things like that. I don't know, he's kind of one of those, do I time it now, do I time it later? I'm indifferent about this. It's my reasoning for it. Like, triggers are pretty self-explanatory. 4 heals, can't really do anything about it. 4 copies of Wyvern Guard Bari, kinda love draw trigger PGs. And then, of course, 8 critical triggers, bringing this on home. Like I said, I want to consider a Cruel Dragon. I 9 grade 3s doesn't turn me off. Trigger lineup's pretty standard. I mean, the whole deck is as standard as it gets, honestly. I just hate this card for what he is. So, guys, please check out our friends at tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Remember, enter MCO40 on checkout and save your guys a little bit of money. Well, that's all I got for Kaitoshiki and the Force Clan. Can't wait to see what Shadow Paladins do. So, gotta get through 6 other clans before that point in time. And that's October. So, alright guys, peace out.